Well, hello everyone, and welcome to another MIgardener Complete Growing Guide. So today we're going to be doing a growing guide on garlic. It is that time of year. We all know that time where everything starts dying, the leaves are falling off the trees, and it's got a noticeable chill in the air, hence the lightweight jacket. So what we're going to be doing today is planting our garlic for next year. Now, oftentimes I get the question, when should I plant my garlic? And that answer can really only be answered, or that question can really only be answered in two ways. That is, if you do not get a frost, freeze, or snow, you can plant in the spring and the fall. Because how that works is if you don't get a frost, freeze, or snow, basically any winter conditions at all, you have a opportunity to get two harvests. So you can plant in the springtime. It will grow all season, and you can actually harvest them in the fall. Then what you can do is in late fall, you can take your cloves, plant them again, and it will go all through what we would consider winter, continue growing, and you'll actually get a harvest around June or July. So that's a really great way to get two harvests out of your garlic when we can only get one. So that's an option for you if you do not get a freeze, frost, or snow. Now, for people that, like me and like most of the United States, that gets a freeze, frost, or snow, you want to plant in the fall. And that's simply because we don't have enough time or the luxury to get two harvests. So what we're going to do is we're going to prep our beds. And I've already done that. You can check a past video, I think it was like 3 or 4 videos back, about me prepping my beds for the springtime. And you want to do the same preparation for that because you want lots of nutrients. So I've amended this bed with compost and rock dust, bone meal, because bone meal is high in phosphorus, and the thing you want to focus on is the root formations of your garlic. So you want to add, I just add like a 0-10-0 bone meal organic fertilizer, and that's going to get the root system going of these plants. Any compost will also work, but I just prefer to add a little bit more just to ensure the adequate root system of the, adequate formation of the roots on the garlic. So then the next thing you're going to do is make sure you have about 30 days till your first frost period. The reason being is because the garlic cloves, which I'll bring you all in close for, but the garlic cloves don't have any roots yet. And if you see some green tops forming, sometimes you get them at the store and they have a green top forming, or sometimes you have them sitting in your windowsill and they start forming a green top. That's okay. That's just a head start on your plant, and that's fine. You're just going to have to bury it a little bit deeper, because what we'll talk about in a second is that you want the roots to form, and that's what that 30-day period is going to do, is ensure that you have a nice deep root system, because the roots you do not want to get frozen during the winter, so you want to get them way down deep, which is why you want to till your bed about 12 inches, because they have a nice deep root system that'll go nice down deep and protect them from that frost, freeze, or snow. And then what's going to happen is if you have any green tops, you don't want the green tops to be huge and tall and like a full plant, because what happens is when that winter-like conditions come, it'll knock the plants down, not really knock them down, but it'll send the energy back into the bulb, and it'll kill off the tops. And then in the springtime, it will regrow, and basically what'll happen is that it'll start forming a flower bud, and all that energy goes into flowering, which is great if you're harvesting seed, but it's not great if you're getting the cloves, because it makes the cloves smaller. And don't worry if it does flower, because it's still edible, it's still a garlic, it will still store the same amount of time. You'll just find that the cloves are a bit smaller than if it never flowered at all. So this is going to prevent that flowering if you just allow 30 days, because it's going to get first the roots, because plants always go in order of importance. It will push out energy into forming roots, and then by about that time it should be cold enough to where it does not want to send out greens, because it realizes it's cold, and it will just be a waste of energy anyways. So what you're going to notice is you have your head of garlic here, and these are called cloves. This is the head, this is the cloves. A lot of times people think that you have to plant a whole one of these. That's a very bad idea, because this will all form one giant plant. But plant the clove. Now what you're going to do is just separate all these apart, and find the biggest cloves. I buy my cloves right from the store or the farmer's market, and I get them nice and fresh, because we typically eat all the garlic we grow, but you can regrow the garlic that you harvest your own from your own garden as well. But I find that we don't have enough to do that. So I go right to the store, and I never have a problem getting garlic. A lot of times people say, oh, don't buy it from the store, it's not good. No, not true. It grows just fine, and I've never had a problem with it. So get it right from the store if you don't have a place. Don't buy it from seed catalogs. Honestly, seed catalogs try to tell you that there's something different about it. If you find a nice organic source for garlic, Whole Foods, or any supermarket that sells organic garlic, buy it from there. You're gonna have no problems at all, don't worry. And so basically we've just been dividing out these cloves, and the larger cloves will be on the outside, and the smaller cloves will be on the inside. See, this one was one that was from the inside. You don't wanna plant this, and the reason is because it will not be worth your time. This is not it is a fully formed garlic clove, but it's so small that it will not have the ability to form a nice quality garlic head. Same thing with this one here. Just don't waste your time. Save these for soups, save these for cooking. Same thing with this one, same thing with this one, and this one, and this one. So you don't want these because they're just small. They're piddly compared to the size of this one. So, big size difference there. So whoopsie, you want the largest cloves, because the largest cloves are going to give you the healthiest plants. So there I have that, and the reason why you don't want to plant these smaller ones here, I even divided that one up there again. I didn't realize there was two, but see, because these just don't have the energy. They're very thin, very anemic looking. Save these for cooking. They're going to be very flavorful for you, and they're going to be better in cooking than in your garden. All right, so what we have here is some elephant garlic, huge, awesome cloves. These are the hugest elephant garlic. These are the largest, I guess hugest is not a word, but these are the largest elephant garlic cloves I think I've seen in a very, very long time. And I got these from our local, just our local farmer's market. Some guy is selling these, so I decided I'd grab one, and very healthy cloves there. I mean, just huge cloves. So I got 4 there for one bed, and then I got my garlic here. So let's go ahead and plant. So now the reason why I pulled out the elephant garlic is because I get asked all the time if the planting for elephant garlic applies to regular garlic as well, if they were the same. And yes, they're exactly the same. You just have to plant them a little bit deeper. So since you have 2 ends of the garlic, it is very important to plant them the right direction. I see so many people, and you'd be surprised how many people plant them like this, pointy end down. Don't do that. What you're going to look for on both garlic and elephant garlic is this kind of indentation right here. This kind of, there you go, this kind of indentation in the bulb. Doesn't matter which one, there's going to be kind of an indentation where it attached to the main clove here. See, right here, you had this kind of going and you snapped it off. This was the main head, and you're going to have this indentation here. That's where the roots are going to come out of again. So you want to plant this down. Same thing with this. So you can even see some roots starting to form right there along the edge. You want to plant this down. So with elephant garlic, you want to plant 8 inches apart. And so this is going to fit 4 right in this bed here, right in this row. And what you want to do is you want to just wiggle it down in the ground. Just wiggle it down, push it down, and you want the top of the garlic to just be above the soil line. So when you backfill, it's going to be right there, and you can just see the top of it. And that's going to ensure that there's not a whole lot of soil packing in around the bulb, because that actually affects the size of the bulb. Just like onions, if you have your soil and it's packed in really tight and the bulb is very, very deep, you're not going to have as large of bulbs. So there's that. So we're going to do 1, 2, there's another one. And that's the importance of having nice deep soil, and so you can push it down. We're going to cover that one up there. And if it's not above the soil, like this one had a little hard time pushing down in the soil, and it's kind of sticking up a little bit, don't even worry about it. This one was down in the soil a little bit, and so when I covered it up, it's completely buried by about like a ½ inch of soil. Don't worry about it. It's going to do just fine. And then push down that, there you go, cover it up. And the last one, push it down, cover it up. All right, now it's time for the garlic. So basically with garlic, you can plant it half the size, so 4 inches apart. So since we have a elephant garlic here, we're gonna go out about 8 inches, and then it'll be 4 inches from then on. So plant one there, and got some leaves in the bed. It's definitely fall time. Plant one there, plant one there, and there, and we're all finished. As you can see, we got ourselves a full bed, used up a total of 6 cloves of garlic, and yeah, we're all done. So now all I'm doing is I'm just taking my hand and just running it over the surface. You can do this with a rake, and it's just covering up the tops with like about a 1/4 inch, no more than ½ inch of soil. And then what you can do after this, but I don't choose to do this because it has never made a difference, but what I've seen a lot of people do is you can take straw, and you can actually take straw or mulched leaves and just cover the top, and that will add an insulative barrier so that the frost does not go down as far. It allows the roots to stay nice and unthawed, and it will allow the plant to grow faster in the springtime, resulting in a little bit earlier of a harvest. But I find that this is just fine, and I've never had a problem with it. So if you do the same as me, you're never gonna have a problem, but you can also add the mulch layer if you choose. It will not affect the greens coming up in the springtime. And so yeah, I mean, it won't hurt if you want to do that, but that's your personal preference. So I hope you enjoyed. Hopefully you learned something new. And also, please click the subscribe button if you enjoyed. I know sometimes it seems annoying to hear that, but it does help. And I really do appreciate it because I love seeing all the new faces. I love seeing all the new comments from new people that are tuning in and realizing how much a garden can mean to their lives. And also, one last thing that I wanted to end on is that if you grow garlic, that is a big bonus in my opinion, because I like to plant things that cost a lot in the store, and let me tell you, garlic is one of them. There is no better way to see the results from your garden than to plant the things that cost the most. So whereas with corn, you can buy a lot of corn for very little money, but when it comes to garlic, a head of garlic can cost up to $1, and that is very expensive for something that I planted 200 cloves in this 30 square feet, and you know, that alone is about, what, 150, 200 bucks. So, you know, the amount of corn that you can put in here isn't that much. So I would recommend planting garlic. It is something that I recommend for everyone because it is so easy, so just self-growing. You really don't have to do much at all to it, and you find out that it grows. And so with that advice, hopefully you will try it. And also, make sure to check out all our other growing guides on www.migardener.com. Go to videos, select growing guides, and you'll see all the ones we've done. We also have a playlist on YouTube as well, but I want you to head over to the website because there's a lot of cool stuff over there that I think you all will enjoy. So that's about all I got for you today. Hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully you're going big or going home. I'll catch you all next episode. See ya. Bye.